on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
make sure y'all can hear that sip. I had to put my $35 Tua jersey on. You see some of the letters coming off from Washington. Oh my gosh. Tua Near's in a full panic mode. Oh man, listen, y'all chill. Y'all chill. He's going to get paid. Reports coming out of camp today, Tua didn't take a single throw. He came with his shorts and shirt on and said, pay me. Hey, you want to do 7-on-7s? I'm straight. I'm straight. Wow. Wow. Like, I didn't see this coming. I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I'm proud of Tua. And I'm sad for my beloved Miami Dolphins right now. We're going to break that all down here on TD Finstalk and more real quick. Listen, Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Welcome back to TD Finstalk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all hit that like button on your way in the building. Shout out to the Mod Squad. Shout out to all the members of the channel. Salute to y'all. Love y'all. Man, I got to get to training camp. Man, it's so much happened today that I want to go over. I'm not even going to be able to cover it all. I'm going to have to do me a mid-evening stream and talk about some of this stuff. But man, y'all punch that like button, man. As soon as I heard this, I picked up the phone. I called my guy, got a little insight on how was Skylar, how was Mike White. Talk to me. What was happening? He told me everything I needed to know. I might cover that part of it later. But this Tua news, he ain't practicing. He said, hey, I'm officially holding out, but holding in. I'm showing up, but I ain't playing these games. Give me my money. Give me my money. It just got real. All y'all, Tua's a competitive guy, Tyreek. You know, he ain't gonna hold city. He ain't gonna not practice. You know, all this Tua's the type of guy he'll practice. Well, no, I ain't like I'm condemning any of y'all for saying that because I'm wrong too. Yeah, I'm wrong. I didn't see a life of Tua holding out. I even told y'all something wrong with Tua and his team. If I was in his corner, man, don't take a single snap. And here we are today. They done finally wisened up, and he ain't practicing. He ain't practicing. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of Tua for sticking up for himself. Quit all that nice guy stuff. You could be nice not practicing right now. It's about your money and you getting your money for you and your family. From man to man. You know me, I want him to play on the 5th year. But man to man, you go get your cash. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You got to fight to the death for this. Nobody's future is known in the NFL. And yours is fragile. You don't know what'll happen this year, and it could ruin your money chances. Secure your family now, and if getting your point across crosses the line some of the time, then cross it with pride. Weezy up. I'm proud of him for doing this. I'm going to be honest with y'all. This is what he's supposed to do. Now, as a fan of the Miami Dolphins, I hate it. Not because Tua is an issue. I just hate that we're in this position now. I'm going to tell y'all now, the longer this stuff lingers, the longer we having these issues, the worse of a start to the season that I believe we will have. You keep Tua sitting on that sideline more than a week, we going to have some issues starting the season. Week 1, Jacksonville. Even if he plays, like y'all can get all, you can say what you want about as long as he plays. You mess up that chemistry, you mess up that continuity of continuous practice, and he not out there, you gonna find yourself, you play around and go 2-2 in the first 4. You mess around and go 1-3. You mess around and play them games. Play stupid games, get stupid prizes. That's why I'm proud of Tua. Put the onus on them. He ain't, and let's get this straight. Y'all already know me. I want Tua to play on his 5th year, but I want to get something straight here. Nothing Tua doing is wrong. Don't be condemning him. Don't be getting mad at him. He got to stick up for himself. This is what he's supposed to be doing. Now, Miami, what y'all gonna do? You gonna hold your guns or you gonna cave? This is the point where I knew we were gonna get. I didn't know we were gonna get here. Let me not say that. I knew we were going to get to a point where Miami is going to end up caving. I just didn't know that this would be the path to get there. The man ain't practice. The man ain't practice. And I'm going to tell you something. You see that narrative? And again, because I don't want to make this about Tua. Let me be very clear. Nothing wrong with what Tua's doing. This is exactly what he's supposed to do as a man, doing right by his family. Let's get that straight before I continue. So when I'm saying all this other stuff, I'm just talking about it from a team perspective. I'm not hating on Tua. I actually commend him for doing this. Now, him aside, let's get to the team. I already said this is terrible for the team. But here's my thing. This is why I told y'all, just because players are out here saying, oh, Tua deserves to be the highest paid and all that, that holds no weight. Nobody cares. Oh, you're going to cause division in the locker room. No, you're not. Y'all listen to these people talk about it's going to cause division in the locker room. Did y'all hear what Austin Jackson said? Did y'all hear what Austin Jackson said today? Let me know in the chat, because you know I'm going to tell you. Did you hear what Austin Jackson said? You think it's going to mess with a locker room? Stop believing that crap. I'll tell you what Austin Jackson said. They asked Austin Jackson about the Tua contract. You want to know what his response was? Mike White is doing a great job, and so is Skyler. And the locker room going to be divided. They ain't got time for them games. They ain't got time to be playing that. Listen, man, I'm out here to do my job. He ain't here. That's on him. His exact words when asked about Tua contract today, Mike White is doing a great job, and so is Skyler. Locker room issues. Listen, the day goes on. Tua sitting on the sideline, next man up. Ain't no different from him getting hurt. So in the offseason, when they're like, yeah, he deserves to be the highest paid and all this and that and this, what else you think they going to say? Everybody going to ride for their quarterback, but when the rubber meet the road, they going to come in there to do their job because they all trying to get paid. Locker room division, that's not going to affect their play. They all going to go in there to get paid. All these narratives trying to sell why we need, like, somebody said something very, very interesting recently. When people are overly trying to push something on you aggressively, manipulatively, and trying to sell you on pay them, you're getting a bad deal. You're getting a bad deal. When you're in a rush to lock it in, you're getting a bad deal. You're getting a bad deal. But I'll say this, man. I told y'all the deal gonna be done by the end of the week. Before Sunday when the fans come, before I show up. The deal gonna be done. It's gonna be done now. I can't see us next Monday talking about Tua still not. Oh, man. If we start playing around and getting in the next week with this, we in trouble. We in trouble. This deal getting done in the next few days, man. I wouldn't be surprised if tonight or tomorrow we'll get breaking news. Something got to shake. Something got to shake. Because here's my deal. Here's my thing. Y'all need to go ahead and release it out to the media and make it straight up known. Y'all either, because at this point, you like, come on, y'all. They're like, oh, sides are trying to figure it out. At this point, you know their max and their minimum. You already know. What else are we moving on? Somebody got to cave or let it be known. Somebody gotta say, okay, you win. Or, listen, we making you play on the 5th year at this point. This is the offer. You don't want it, 5th year. It's that simple. At this point, you got to let it be known and put it out to the media. At this point, that's what it need to be. But we know they're not going to do that. Shout out to BSC Property Maintenance. Just became a member of the YouTube channel. Salute to you, sir. Thank you for joining, showing your love and support. Everybody who becomes a member of the channel, you're basically saying that you want to support what we're doing over here at tdphinstalk, and you got the GOAT status. Salute to you, homie. I appreciate that. That's big time. That's the highest one. The GOAT status is the highest membership tier, man. Thank you so much. D-Hug all day also just sent us a super chat. 38 months, man. 12, 24, 36. You 3 years and 2 months being a member. That's that. You know what? I think it's that time though. I'm gonna start doing that throughout the season. Some of the members that's been a member for a long time, it's time to start, making sure I send y'all out something. I got to get something out to y'all. Y'all been dedicated like 38 months of just consistently saying, hey, here, TD, here's a few bucks, man, to keep your show going, doing this thing. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Love you for that. Taiwan said, TD, I ain't gonna lie. I think Ross sticking firm. We're gonna talk about what they're floating out there about Ross. I haven't been able to confirm that myself. Hey, TD, I have a bad dream Tua getting traded. I don't know about that. That'll be wild. That'll be crazy. Oh man, that'll be crazy. BSE Property Maintenance just dropped a big donation. Said TD is on the TV. We canceled the NFL Network. TD is exclusive in our house. Thanks. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up, man. Appreciate the love and support, man. Hey, don't cancel the NFL Network, though. I don't know. Some games be coming on there. All right. But I'm gonna give you that play-by-play. Listen, man, for those who want to donate, I appreciate everybody who just donated and showed love to the channel. I'm building up this training camp fund. So for those who want to contribute to TD Fans Talk for training camp, because I always tell y'all every year around this time, I don't ask y'all for money, but if you're going to send money to me, send it via the Cash App and put it towards the training camp. All right. Just type in training camp in the message on the Cash App so I know it's for that. Got 6 kids every year training camp, getting them back to school, doing my thing as a father. Listen, I'm trying not to dig in my pocket as much as I possibly can around this time of the year. So anybody who donates to the channel, it will go a lot further if you send it via Cash App. All right. That way I can do as much training camp as possible. And right now I've already made arrangements and different things like that. So we're going to be good. I'll be down there on Sunday for the first practice with the fans. All right. Giving y'all live coverage every single camp. So again, those who want to show love and support to this channel, all donations are appreciated through the super chats and everything. But just between me and you, it does go a lot further if you send it via the Cash App. All right. So thank you. $ TD Fans Talk. The link is in the description of the video for those who want to show some love in that way. And those who, man, I wish I could, TD, but I can't. Oh, it's all good. Hit that like button for your boy, though. Just punch that like button. That's free. All right. Appreciate you. Shake Money in the house said much love, TD. TD, appreciate the great content. Thank you, Shake. And Shake, man, let everybody know about your channel too, man. You over there grinding, sending that great content too. So don't cut yourself short. Y'all go check out Shake Money, all right? Oh, we got another one. Came through the Cash App, just show love. Who was that? Ricardo, always coming through for you, boy. Salute to you, brother. Malachi yesterday, I got you as well. Gaito. We appreciate everybody sending the love to the Cash App. All right, man, that's what's up. We also got Debo Self-Made Miller in the house. 37 months, man. They showing up today. They showing up over 3 years, man. TD, what happened to Master at Work? He retired from social media. He's doing good though. He's doing good. He's gonna be behind the scenes. He's still around. He's just behind the scenes putting the work in. He's gonna be helping Roundtable Sports out. This channel, you're gonna see some stuff coming in the near future. All right, back to the content. All right, back to the content. Listen, this is real. This is real. Tua just sitting there chilling. Now let me say this. Instead of being a negative locker room distraction for the team, this is actually could create a negative distraction for Tua, because I've always told y'all, a grown man got to do what he got to do for his family. But players are also out there like, man, our top guy ain't out here leading the way with us right now. We could say it's the team's fault, but hey, everybody got to fight for their money and negotiate this and that, and this. But he ain't out here grinding with us right now. So believe it or not, some players could actually look at Tua more negatively from stuff like this. And I would say they shouldn't, but you never know what's going on in a player's head. And Austin Jackson gave a perfect response, but it is it's a telling one. Mike White is doing good, and so is Skyler. That's telling. All right. Let me see something. The wife just hit me up, make sure I'm good. All right, cool. Let me just tell her I'm good. All right, got it. All right, man. We got 500 people in here. Y'all hit that like button. 365 on YouTube, 129 on Twitter, and the lone Twitch viewer we always have. Salute to them. Listen, let's keep going, man. I did get some reports from camp. Again, I'm going to elaborate later. We're going to get deeper into this later as far as the details. But Skylar Thompson ended practice today with a bomb down the field, touchdown to Tyreek Hill. See, these are the things that can't happen. These are the things you can't happen. Now, before I even get into that, there is a report out, but we don't know how factual it is. I want to say that. But it's relevant because I've been telling y'all this. And this is what you got to look out for. They're basically saying that the Miami Dolphins are in this situation right now because Stephen Ross may not believe in Tua and willing to cut that check for that guaranteed money and that signing bonus. He wants to make sure first. That was floated out there. And that's a report, but there's no source or anything. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is because it's what I do believe. I think Stephen Ross is in the middle of this. And Stephen Ross is telling Chris Grier, get a deal done. This is your job to get it done. But here's what I'm willing to do right now. And here's what I'm not willing to do. So you need to do it within these parameters. And I think that they keep negotiating. They keep coming back to Ross. Like, can we wiggle a little, this and that? And Stephen Ross got the final say. And Ross is probably like, based off of what y'all taught me and what I know, at the end of the day, this is too risky of an investment. And I can't lock myself in long term. The next 2 years, I can lock myself in with 2 years worth of guaranteed money. But if say I do want to say Tua gets hurt or plays terrible next year, I want to go get Dak Prescott, but now I can't. I can't have that contract and that one. I can't get out of this one. I'm trying to win in the next 2-3 years, no matter what. So I can't lock myself into put all my eggs in one basket because that's what you're doing. Like people don't want to admit that you signed Tua on a long term with some good guarantees and a nice signing bonus. You're putting all your eggs in one basket. You are. And I just use Dak as an example, whether you like him or not. I'm just giving you an example. Mr. Ross drafted Tua and Tua disappointed him. Well, I don't know if Ross drafted him. You know, Ross was trying to move heaven and earth to get Joe Burrow. And that's why he was mad at Flores. Flores even saying the lawsuit, you know, they kind of like weren't nice to him ever since he didn't take. And was told in so many words, take a vacation, you know, don't worry about coaching, like, you know, lose, you know, in so many words. Then Stephen Ross wanted to get Brady. And we got caught. And Flores snitched. Not only did we get caught, Flores snitched. So, yeah. Yeah, and that tells you what Flores was saying. There was at least some truth to it. Because the league came down on the Dolphins. They believed it. And they know that they were trying to talk to Brady. And I wouldn't be surprised if Brady didn't snitch too. Probably like, yeah, they tried to meet with me on a yacht. Yeah, I showed up, me and Ross, but Flores wasn't there. I'm sure Brady snitched too. Oh, snitch. I'm sure he did. Shout out to Jose M. Just became a new member with the All-Pro. Double salute to you, brother. Love you for that, man. Where did Austin Jackson say that about Tuna? Lewis too lit. Where did he say it? It was a press conference. I might have the audio. Hold on. I might have the audio for you. Come on, Lewis. You know what time it is. Let's see. Here it is.
Let's talk about that. But, I'm doing a great job. I've seen him get there. On Skyler. No, we love to definitely feel better. Did you think there was a time?
So he said we're not supposed to talk about that. They gave them instructions not to talk about Tua's contract, but he said Mike White's doing a great job. He's getting better every day. So is Skyler, but we love Tua. Yeah, we definitely want him back. So yeah, that's interesting. You know they get briefed before they come out. Do not talk about the Tua contract situation. Do not talk about it. And he said, first thing he said, well, we're not supposed to talk about that. They don't want this PR nightmare. They don't want this PR nightmare, boy. Man, oh man. Hey, y'all might be joking about go get Tannehill. Man, could you imagine? Miami Dolphins, man, the headline would be things getting nasty in Miami. They bring Tannehill back. Oh, the media will let me tell y'all something. The media will flip on Tua so fast. I'm telling y'all now, I ain't talking about Dolphin media. I'm talking about the national media. They will flip on Tua. First of all, let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. They ain't like Tua before they even drafted him. They ain't like Tua for a long time. The media always was coming for Tua. Any little thing. And I'm telling you, they bring a Tannehill up in here, they will flip on Tua ASAP. Now, this will be the teller. They'll be revving Tannehill up. But like, not Tannehill himself, but they'll be revving that situation up. Listen, now we get to find out. Is it Tua or is it the system? We saw Tannehill in Tennessee with a system that had a nice running back and a receiver, and he had his best years as a pro. When that broke down, he went back down. Now, if he comes to Miami and he's doing that type of stuff, then you know it ain't the player, it's the system. And therefore, Tua would not be worth the money. So Miami is in a position of power now because they're telling Tua, you better take this lower deal or we're going to make you play on the 5th year. And if you choose not to, we ain't got to pay you that $23 million and we got Tannehill right here. And if he shows up and show out, Tua's stock is done. He'll still be worth something, but his stock would be done if Tannehill came in here and showed up and did anything decent. And that's what you don't want. So if Chris Greer, if Chris Greer go out there, and because who else left in free agency? I mean, Tannehill is about it. Could you imagine that reunion in Miami? How nasty this? Oh my gosh, this would be insane. And Tannehill will do it for dirt cheap too. You know he hungry. He like, I just want to prove it. I'll show it. You give me Waddle, Tyreek, and quick outlet passes with open receivers, with a run game, with two fast, good running backs. Man, you. And his whole team will be rethinking things immediately. Immediately. They don't want them problems, and I'm gonna tell them they don't want those problems. They better act accordingly. But again, Greer ain't gonna do it. Greer ain't gonna do it. But this is wild, man. Oh, Okay, yeah. I thought that was breaking news. That was fake. So y'all tell me in the comment section real quick, what do you think Miami's next move is? What do you think Miami's next move is going to be? That's the real question. Shout out to G Money Uptown. He said, if y'all get Tannehill, I'd be scared of y'all. Listen, Tannehill, man. I would like Tannehill in Miami because I know he'll do a lot with these weapons in this run game, and he can command an offense, and he can change up plays and stuff, and he could throw outside the numbers. But the only thing I wouldn't like about Ryan Tannehill is the fact that we never fixed this O-line. And I don't want Tannehill with this O-line. I don't never want Tannehill without protection. When he was in Tennessee, he had protection, and he became one of the better quarterbacks in the league those 2 years. That's protection. But Ryan Tannehill without that protection, like, if you go get Ryan Tannehill, you need to go get a guard, at least the guard to add, like a starting guard, caliber guard, or a center to add to this roster. Stop going with all these hopefuls. We pass quick though, TD. Trust me, Mike McDaniel's system would shift. We would open up the playbook because now we can attack outside the numbers on one-on-ones. Now we can play the comeback game too for that quick first down. Now we can wait for those intermediate routes to develop across the middle of the field. See, we'd run a similar offense, but it would shift. It would shift more. We'd have a little bit more of the pro style. It's what we all really wish we had anyway. Because now when Baltimore takes away the middle, you see, Baltimore won't play us the same. Buffalo wouldn't play us the same. They're not just going to try to clog the middle. Now they got to play it straight up. Now it's weapons against weapons. Now it's monos. Now you get to take advantage of leverage because you're not going to keep me in the middle of the field 80% of the time. I can hit you on the inside and the outside. And Tannehill can go through progressions as long as you're giving him time, though. As long as you're giving him time. He can process the field. It's always when you want him to make the quick throw right away that Tannehill get in trouble. So that's why he would be a good player for us. But the problem is this O-line. If you ain't gonna fix this O-line, don't waste no time. Don't waste my time. And I could be wrong. Maybe he come in regardless with a bad O-line and we ball. I could be wrong, but don't waste my time. That's how I feel about it. Let me see here. Oh man. Boy, they mad at me right now. I can see him on Twitter. They mad at me. This guy, he try to make a big deal out of everything. Boy, ain't practicing at all. This ain't a big deal. Man, they mad at your boy, man. They attacking me on Twitter, man. They all in my inbox. I'm getting nasty messages. It don't never fail. You making stuff bigger than it needs to be. Like, the man ain't practicing. Is that not a big deal to y'all? We done started training camp and ain't got a quarterback in essence, right? Our starting quarterback ain't practicing. Do y'all not understand that every practice matters? They out there working with Mike White and Skylar Thompson getting chemistry and timing. You need that with Tua. You need that with Tua. Every rep you can get. Man. I'm telling y'all, this can come back to bite us. So let me give y'all some deadlines real quick. Excuse me. Let me see. Oh boy, they almost got you, boy. They almost got you, boy. They posted an old one. They posted the old Tannehill extension. We have signed Ryan Tannehill. I was like, no, this can't be. This can't be. They almost got you, boy, man. Oh man, but listen, here's the deadlines, in my opinion. You got to get Tua inked up no later than Sunday, man. You cannot allow this to go in the next week. You know, and another thing, you know, Tua, he got to decide also, are you just playing around, practicing a day and not practicing? Like what is this about? We know that you were informed by your agent and team. You got to sit out. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be clear. Tua Tagovailoa showed up to practice yesterday. Tua Tagovailoa practiced 7-on-7s and 2 11-on-11s and sat the rest of the way, right? That's a good faith move. That good faith meant nothing to the organization that basically there had to be a conversation yesterday in the negotiations that kept a hard line that basically made Tua and his team say, this is what we're going to have to do. Whatever it was, that line is where they don't want it to be, resulting in Tua's team to say, this is what we're going to have to do. Otherwise, if we were close or we were moving and like, okay, we're getting closer, not there still, but we're getting closer, he would have still been 7-on-7s or whatever. But something happened where a foot was put down or there was a strict amount, man, we just don't see it. That made Tua's team say, we got to take the next step. And that's what he's doing today. Now the ball is in Chris Greer's court. Does he cave? Does he get back to the table and say, all right, man, let's, any concessions? That's where we are. So, yeah, it's getting nasty. It don't mean it won't get done because I still think Chris Greer's going to fold, but it's getting nasty because now we're getting elevated responses. And if you don't believe this is an elevated response, you got to just take some time and think about what just happened. He practiced yesterday. He said, I'm going to show the team good faith and at least do this while we're negotiating. Why would you amp it up the very next day? Something happened where it just ain't looking like it's going to go the way we want, so we got to take the next step. So it is elevated. Unless they watch tdphinstalk. Maybe they team watching. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem for Tua's side and I'm the problem for Chris Greer. Maybe Tua and his camp was like, this TD guy right. We need to sit out. And they sitting out. Maybe Chris Greer is like, this TD guy right. He been talking about I ain't competent enough to make a smart decision and I'm going to do the dumb decision. So let me show him that. Maybe that's what it is. Y'all think maybe that's what it is? Maybe TD is holding this deal up. Let me tell y'all while I even went down that road, because that's what my hater told me this morning on Twitter. Somebody messaged me. The reason we don't have a deal done with Tua is because of you. You spread information, you defame him, you manipulate. I'm the reason that Tua ain't got a deal, y'all. I'm the reason now. Oh, man. If I'm the reason, his whole agency need to be fired for even listening to somebody else from the outside looking in. And Chris Greer, man, if I'm the reason, then he really shouldn't be our general manager. Now, that don't mean I don't believe what I'm saying and what I'm saying ain't right. But they shouldn't be listening to somebody else. They should know already. They're the reason. They just align with what I say. Because your boy be right sometimes, man. I ain't always wrong, right? Oh, man. But at the end of the day, the biggest reality of all of this is, why are we here to begin with? Why are we in this position to begin with? We should not be in this position. Oh, man. Michael Simmons in the house. Just showed your boy some love on the Cash App. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. You're really helping your boy, man. Get down there with some gas, man. That's what's up. Again, shout out to everybody dropping donations in the Cash App, helping your boy make sure he good at training camp, to be able to cover the news every day, because I don't live down there, but I travel every year down there to make sure that I cover the team and give y'all real raw truth about what's happening in training camp. You ain't got to worry about no biasness, manipulation, or false information from the different outlets contradicting each other. Just raw, my honesty. So, a lot of people say I'm biased, but I'll just tell it how it is. All right. We got 600 people watching right now. So obviously this is an important topic for a lot of people. 422 on YouTube. Hit that like button. And if you're new, subscribe right now. Hit that subscribe button to the YouTube channel right now. Over on Twitter, we got 178 people watching. Y'all come over to YouTube. You get all the exclusives and everything on YouTube, especially when we drop the link to come in and talk about this. All right. But yeah, man, practice. Again, we're going to wait on a few more reports to come in. I did talk to my guy about practice today. A lot of the conversation, regardless, was dominated by Tua Tagovailoa walking around, standing around, watching and doing all that. That's what it's about. Everybody's going to be talking about this now. Everybody's going to be talking about Tua now. All right. Let me see here. Dang, they're not going to let me download this video. I want to show y'all. I have it ready for tonight. Ball cap Tua observes practice today. And everybody's saying we need to pay Tua. We need to pay Tua. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And let me say this as well, because Reddick said something recently that a lot of people are like, yeah, he understands. He's like, you can say what you want about the Tua situation, but you don't have any better options. Like, this is what I've never understood. People that stay where they are because they don't have better options at the time. In every aspect of life, ladies and gentlemen, that mentality holds so many people back from their truest potential. That mentality holds so many people back from its truest potential. I mean, I even think about myself. I was in corporate America, upper management, about to on my route to being a director in a Fortune 500 company. Okay. Doing the whole 6-figure thing and everything is all good, right? Well, you can't leave that, because what are you going to find better? And when you get to that point, it's like, what are you going to find better? And I had to bet on myself, which means that I had to go down before I came up and exceeded it. But I would have never exceeded it. Like, people are so scared of even in football, the draft, like the best quarterback of all time might be drafted next year in the first round. Not likely, but it might. And people are just so scared. We ain't got no better option. Okay, then you know what? Then let's just go ahead and be in purgatory for 15 years. And what did I tell y'all is the worst kind of quarterback? What did I tell y'all is the worst kind of quarterback you can get? And those who've been subscribed to this channel long enough, I need my exact quote in the chat, because what have I told y'all is the worst kind of quarterback you can ever get? Just one person, please repeat it for me. That way I know I've done a good job. Please. Thank you. Jack Ryan hit it first. The worst quarterback you could ever get is one that's good enough to not be good enough. And for those who are new to the channel that don't understand what that means, they're good. Sometimes they really good, but they ain't elite. They ain't carrying you. They just doing their job at the minimum to where you can move forward with them and be perennial. Oh, we just missed the playoffs. Oh, we just made the playoffs. First round exit. Oh, we just missed the playoffs. Oh, we just made the playoffs. Oh, injury. Oh, we back. Oh, we made the playoffs. Oh, we just missed the play. The worst quarterback you can have. It's no, not average, not even above average. The good quarterback. It's the worst. They're not elite. They're not really great. They're not even great. They're just good. It's the worst because you can't move on from a good quarterback because why? It put everybody in this mentality, oh, it's going to be hard to find better because it's a lot of people worse. But they never eclipse into that next realm like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. They'll never eclipse it. No matter how many stats they get, they won't get there. They won't. It's the worst quarterback you could ever have. The one that's good enough not to be good enough. And I'm telling y'all, I didn't even think Tua was that his first 2 years, but Tua has entered into that realm for us. And I understand, like, man, let's just keep on seeing if he keeps growing. Well, guess what? Tua was supposed to grow quicker than he did. Because if he would have grown quicker, we would have known by now. So now that he's having a late research, like a late revelation, but the revelation still ain't where we want it to be, but it's still improving. It's like, oh, now we're in a situation where we got to make a decision that's literally going to be guessing. We are literally going to be guessing. It is straight and I don't care what nobody say. Oh, well, he just keeps going up. No, it's a guess. Stop. It is a guess. And we're supposed to set the market on a guess? Man, listen, that's why I told y'all. Chris Greer's the worst GM ever if he gives a long-term deal with big guarantees. And that's why I know it's going to get done because we're not competent. Our organization ain't never been competent in that front office. But now that he's looking like he's being wise, it shocks me, but I don't believe it. I'm not falling for it. It's going to happen. I'm not falling for it. I know it's just delayed right now, but it's still going to happen. I'm not falling for it. If he go through this whole process and hold his own and not do it, I'm going to be shocked, proud, and yeah, just shocked and proud. I your boy is beyond wrong because I don't see one iota of it. I don't see it happening at all. I don't. But time will tell. We'll see. Can Mike White bring a Super Bowl to Miami, TD? Something is going to happen, TD. It's coming. I don't believe Mike White can bring a Super Bowl to Miami. Not at all. But look who you're asking. I don't believe Tua can. So to say Mike White, we got a better chance with Tua than Mike White. Now, low key, the person that's the real mystery, if we want to be fair, is Skylar Thompson. That's the real mystery. I'm not saying he can win a Super Bowl, but we don't know what we got in Skylar. At least he done had 2 days of practice where he looked solid. But just practice. But I just remember Skylar Thompson in his very first playoff game. I feel like Skylar showed up to be a 7th round pick. Like Skylar, I mean, we put up points and all. Skylar was battling, blew it at the very end, but he was battling. And then I look at Tua versus the Chiefs, and don't forget that Skyler game was cold, wasn't it? In Buffalo. That was a cold game too. And I know people laugh at me about that. You see, this is where the propaganda comes in. This is where the fake news and the people that have an agenda come in. Oh, this guy talking about Skyler. Ah, yeah. Because here's the deal. If we had Brock Purdy on this roster in Skyler's position, he might have did the same thing. Y'all remember them 3 games Brock Purdy played where he was absolutely trash without Brandon Ayuk and stuff? No, it wasn't Brandon Ayuk. It was Trent Williams and one of their weapons. Purdy was absolute trash. Y'all remember that? If Purdy was Tua's backup and we had no idea how good or bad Purdy was, and he come out for a 3-4 game sample size and he looked bad, we would have treated Purdy like that. But lucky for Purdy, he got a big opportunity to play long-term to show itself. And now you see that he could at least help his team. Not saying that he's the greatest, but he can do the job. We don't know what we got in Skyler. So we'll see. I just want to see where this goes. For the record, the Dolphins will pay Tua. I think they'll get the deal done before Sunday. Breaking news, everybody going crazy, saying the Tua haters punching the wall and all that. We'll have 2 weeks of that. Anything you say constructive about Tua, then everybody's narrative will be, well, you got to deal with it for at least 3-4 years now. Okay. It'll happen. And we'll move forward, and hopefully we get past this and we build that chemistry and hopefully go to a Super Bowl. But if it lingers on past Sunday, the longer it lingers, the worse it is for the start of our season. Not saying that we still can't win games, but it's not a good look for Miami. But I would appreciate if the team goes ahead and put their foot down and give their absolute most and say they're not budging and this is what it is. You either take it or leave it. And then Tua's camp, well, we're not playing. Or, okay, well, we got to deal with it. I just rather whatever it is, the decision be made. Because let me tell you what will anger me with Tua. Because I ain't mad about nothing Tua's doing right now. I think he needs to do it. But here's what would anger me about Tua. If they have already gave you your final and said take it or leave it, then you need to either be on the field or say you're not playing this year. But what you cannot do is hold out in camp and say, since y'all didn't pay me, I'm not going to practice. And then I'll say, okay, I'll play at the preseason. We got 2 weeks to practice before the season. All of a sudden, all right, I'm going to show up. I'm going to practice and I'll play. Because you just wasted 4 weeks of training camp of when y'all were going to do this anyway. You either holding out fully or you ain't holding out at all. That's how I feel about that. I would have a real issue if they gave him a final and all of a sudden right before the season started, okay, I'm ready to play. I would have a real issue with that. Now, if you come out and you winning games regardless and you're balling out, all good. But if any little slow start, anything, I don't want to hear nothing because they didn't give him the contract. No. If he's going to play on the 5th year anyway, then he should be practicing right now. From a fan standpoint. But again, if I'm into his camp, so who cares? They don't care about me. So what? So that's where I'm at with it, man. Any questions you have, put it in the chat right now. I'll answer a few questions before I get up out of here. I will try to do a nice show this evening and bring on some of you guys as a guest if y'all want to come in and chop it up and tell me what you think about it. Sunday. All right, cool. But if you got any questions that you want me to answer right now, put it in the chat. All right. And real quick, another shout out to Ryan Scheller. Drop some love in the Cash App as well. Thank you so much, Ryan. Greatly appreciated. Everybody, every bit helps. I'm just grateful to have so many people showing me love in the Cash App for training camp. All right. And for those who just tuning in, because we got 629 people in here now. If you want to donate to the channel, hit the Cash App up. All right. No huddle today. I forgot there ain't no huddle today. So I might do my follow-up show sooner on the details of practice today, because I was gonna make a phone call and get more detail, because I forgot half of the stuff he told me, because I'm just in this Tua thing right now. With all our weapons on offense, do we need Tua? Skylar and White, I believe they would be enough. I feel like this team needs Tua right now. If we take the chance and go with Mike White and Skylar, I'd have to wait to see what that is. But Mike White and Skylar hasn't shown me anything for me to feel great about it. Skylar is just a mystery, but we still don't know what that could be. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. We need Tua right now. But now, at the price he may be asking for, I could understand why Miami's saying, we don't need you bad enough to lock us down in a bad situation long term, just in case. I don't know how many ways to spell it to you all, though. Y'all got mad at me for several years telling y'all this, but Miami don't truly believe in Tua like that. They like him. He's good, but they know he ain't that dude. And they're like, man, we're going to be dumb the fools out here setting the market for guys who ain't that dude. You don't think these owners and GMs ain't laughing at the Jags and the teams that do this stuff? Chris Greer probably one of the GMs that laugh with other GMs about the GMs that do this stuff. You think they want to do it? So let me say this. If I were the Dolphins right now, if I were Miami, you'd have breaking news tomorrow. The Dolphins reunite with Ryan Tannehill. That'll set the message. That'll set the message. Let me tell y'all why. Hold on. Let me tell y'all why. Give me a second. Let me pull this up and make sure I'm right. I'm going to get to the super chat in just a moment. Let me tell y'all why. So Mike White is a $5.2 million cap hit. And if we cut him, he's dead cap of 1.7. Less than $2 million. You save $3.5 million by cutting him. Why do I bring that up? Because I would bring Mike White in. I would bring Tannehill in. I would give Tannehill like a $7-8 million contract, which I think he would play on right now, especially given the circumstance of the team that he's going to be given. Because if any quarterback wants to show that they can still do something and revive their career to keep going, is Tannehill. And this would be a better place for him to play than anywhere else, because he got a Tyreek Waddle, Mostert, A-Chain, plus Jonnu Smith and all that. I would sign Tannehill on like an $8 million deal. I give him like a 2-year, $16 million with $9 million guaranteed. You can get off of it next year, or you could take a low cap hit this year, add some voidable years, and spread it. A little bit of money. He wouldn't cost us much at all towards the cap. And here's what I would do. We got to open quarterback competition until we resolve the Tua situation. Tannehill, Mike White, Skyler. Best man wins the job. And Tua can show up to practice and do whatever he want to do. And we going about our business. And if Tua decides, hey, I want to play now. All right, cool. Mike White, if you want, you can battle it out versus Skyler to be number 3 on this roster. Or we can trade you or release you and give you an opportunity to go make another roster. It's that simple. And now if Mike White decides to move on or whatever it may be, Tua's the starter, Tannehill's the backup, and Skyler is the third. And Tua has priority. But the longer he sits out during this process, the less priority he has. Because you can't say at the beginning of the season, all right, I want to play Sunday. Now, we've been practicing with Tannehill. We're going to roll with him. You're going to be the backup this week, and hopefully we can work you in next week. But Tua knows he can't let Tannehill get out there and command this offense not one bit. C007, you better know it. You better know it. But that's what I would do. And now Chris Grier, that's his next move if I'm him. Let's see how Tua plays this. That would be my next move. And you want to know something? Whether y'all want to admit it or not, whether Tannehill failed us or not, a lot of Dolphin fans, they still love them some Tannehill. All that Tua bias will start to shift. I'm just telling y'all the truth. There's a lot of Dolphin fans, no matter if he disappointed us or not, they still love themselves from Tannehill. And then they saw what he did in Tennessee. They like, well, let's just see what he do with these weapons, you know? Let's just see what he do. Now, I'm telling you, the whole narrative will shift. You do too, TD. I never shot from it. But the difference is, I can love a player and still tell you the truth about him. I can love Tannehill and say he need everything around him. I can do that. I've always been a Tannehill fan. I still am. But I can tell you, he needs the team around him, just like Tua. But y'all don't want to admit that. I can be honest about that. But that would be the move for Chris Grier to make. Tua sitting out and y'all ain't gonna budge. This is the move to make. Now, if you're gonna budge, then just play in the game, you know, but you need to speed it up. You need to speed it up. Tua and his camp just made a big blow move. You know, this is like that Drake Kendrick Lamar battle. Oh, he just dropped. Tua just dropped. Chris Grier, you got 24 hours. Chris Grier, you got 24 hours to respond. You got 24 hours to respond. That's what this is right now. And don't they? Chris Grier bet not J. Cole this situation. Well, technically, nobody win if he J. Cole it. Some of y'all are listening right now, like, what is he talking about? Like, who is this Kendrick Lamar? Who is J. Cole? Oh, man. If you know, you know. Oh, man. Tannehill will ball out with this team and all the weapons. We don't know that, but, you know, he got a sample size in Tennessee doing it. I wouldn't mind seeing more of Skyler either, though. But Tannehill will probably plug in better with the experience. You know, what they don't want to mention about Tannehill, though, is his accuracy. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league. Problem with Tannehill has been and always will be his pocket presence. It's always been the issue. Now he is a little more mobile. He'll get out if he has to. But his pocket presence is the that's always been his issue. Now, one thing that I've always appreciated about him, though, he'll take a hit. Testing. Can y'all hear me? Let me know in the chat. Can you hear me now? Testing. What is wrong with my audio? I didn't even touch nothing. Y'all give me a second. If you give me one moment. We good. Oh, you can hear me now? Okay. My bad. I don't know what's going on over here. They trying to cut your boy off, man. They trying to cut your boy out. I don't know what just happened though. That's wild. That's crazy. Brady coming back to the NFL and playing in Miami. No, he ain't. Brady finna get that TV money. What's Skyler cap number? Let me look it up. Skyler Thompson contract. Let me look up his cap number. It got to be like 1 point something at this point. Okay, here it is. Let me pull it up. This year, Skyler is a $1.1 million cap hit. 1.1. So dirt cheap. But he's an unrestricted free agent next year. He's an unrestricted free agent next year. So if you're going to find out what you got in your young guy, this is the time to do it. Hey, can Skylar Thompson be the next Jordan Love? Sit for 3 years? Man. Yeah. My troll game going to be pretty crazy for the next 24 hours, especially on Twitter. Because I'm going to be pushing Tannehill down their throat and Skylar Thompson down their throat. You talking about Tannehill. That's right, Cease. Since 007, Tannehill, man. I mean, like, think about it. What other options do we have right now, though? That's all I'm saying. That's why I'm saying Tannehill. Like, say Tua say I ain't playing, and Miami say I ain't paying you. Y'all tell me in the chat right now. Mike White or Tannehill? That's why I'm talking about him. You got to think about all options right now. Put it in the chat. Mike White or Tannehill? Flood the chat with your answer. Man, Juvon said for safe travels, keep us posted. Thank you. Got another donation in the cash app by Juvon. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. Thank you so much for the love and support to the cash app for training camp. Anybody want to donate to the training camp fund, just hit the cash app up. So let me see what y'all talk about. Skyler or Mike White. All right, here we go. Let me see. Mike White. Wow. Skyler. No. I'm talking about Tannehill or Mike White. But you can do all three. All right. Todd, Tannehill, Tanning, White all day, White, T Hill, Mike White, 17, easy. Tannehill, Skyler, Tannehill, Mike White is a Hall of Famer. Mike White, Tannehill, Skyler, White, Fitzpatrick, Tannehill, Ryan Tannehill time. I mean, to me, I'm seeing a little bit more Tannehill, but it's enough Mike White to say, hey, hold on. I mean, I feel like I'm reading about 60% Tannehill, 40% Mike White, if I'm only counting those two. That's interesting. Interesting. All right, a few more super chats. TD, tell Greer to sign Tua today since you in charge in Miami. Now I need our mid on the field throwing the ball. We need chemistry. Listen. All right, I hit Greer up, man. I already told you. I told him to sign him by Sunday. All right, it'll happen in the next few days. All right, Tanny Goat, Lord. Greg just became a member of the channel, Pro Bowl status. Salute to you, Greg. Thanks for the love, support, as always. Welcome to the family. All right, thank y'all so much for looking out for your boy. Tannehill is counting the Dolphins' failures. Steve 007 said that's why your volume turned off. You talking about Tannehill, Tua killed your power. Well, you know what? See, now you got to get called out because you supported Tannehill. And then it was the Cincy game that Tannehill made you mad and you were done with them. You also supported Tua, but it's been 3 different times that you've been done with him. Maybe you owe Tannehill another time. Maybe you owe Tannehill another time. I don't know. We gotta keep it fair. He said, Scott. Hey, I'm with it, man. But listen, let's just be honest. All Dolphin fans around the world, let's be honest. We all should be hoping that the Dolphins and Tua can figure something out at a reasonable price, that both sides can say that they didn't win, but we all good. That's what we need to hope for, because here's why. We could play this game all we want. We could laugh about it. We can be concerned about it. We can do all that stuff, right? But we all hoping to win the Super Bowl this year or next year. And this situation is terrible for us right now. This situation is terrible. This doesn't help us get closer to that goal. And that's why you just hope that they figure it out and come up with a deal that both sides can appreciate. And let's try to go after it. I'm at a point now, I already know I don't believe in Tua long term. But I done crossed that threshold to where I'm ready to wait it out. If he is a failure, I'm okay with the next few years. I don't want to, but I don't care at this point. I'm over it. Sometimes you just got to let people learn. So I'm ready. I'm ready to either learn or continue teaching lessons. That's where I'm at with it. But it's not good for us as a fan base. Shout out to Smith. Saban, salute to you with the donation to the Cash App, man. I appreciate you. He said, thanks for all the hard work. Keep us posted. We'll do, brother. You already know. We'll do. Again, shout out to the Mod Squad, all the members of the channel, 650 people watching right now. Y'all already know how I do training camp. Listen, we got lives every day. We discussing what's going on every day. Every day. Every day we discussing what's going on. Okay. Shaq Beard in Cancun. Yeah. Yes. TD in chat. You guys think the Dolphins would you trade Skyler now before his stock goes up? He ain't tradable now. He gotta rise his stock to be tradable. Skyler's right where he need to be. If he get another shot, he better be grateful for his blessings and take advantage of them. All right. You can franchise tag. Franchise tag who? Who? Tanny got heart. He still wanted to play hurt on a half a leg last year. Tua breaks a nail and he is in the protocol. Y'all need to stop. TD in chat. You guys think the Dolphins would you trade Skyler now before? Oh, I already read that. I meant to say his stock goes down. Sorry, this phone sucks. Yeah, Skyler's stock can't go down. Skyler's already, in my opinion, exceeded his stock. $1 million for a third string quarterback who has potential, who's a mystery. That's a win. That's a win. Stock can't go down because his salary can't go much lower than what it is. Make Tua play his 5th year. Let me ask y'all this in the chat. If Greer said we want you to play your 5th year, we're taking the offers off the table now. Would Tua do it? Looking at the move they made today, would Tua do it? Would he play on his 5th year option, or would he sit out the season and forego a contract and become a free agent? He has no choice. He ain't got to play. Just like he ain't got to practice today. But we all know he'll play. But it's still a hurt team. That's the ugly situation we're in right now. It's interesting to me how many of y'all say he won't leave $23 million on the table. If that's the case, then Chris Greer got him. But I don't know about that. I would leave $23 million on the table for $175 million guaranteed. Yeah, I would leave it. You know the funny part about all this contract talk with Tua? Nobody really knows what the offers are. They could be offering him a Daniel Jones deal. We wouldn't even know right now. And I also don't think that's something they would want to get out because it'll actually be embarrassing for Tua. The longer Tua is out, the worse it is for him because he's opening the door for another QB to step in. Well, we'll see. That depends on Chris Greer. Now, the scary thing for Tua is the fact that we got like $16 million right now. The scary thing for Tua is the fact that we got like $16 million right now. Now, a lot of people saying, I think they're about to trade him. I don't, but man, could you imagine? But I will tell you this. I wouldn't be surprised if a team like the Giants or a team, not likely the Giants, but the Raiders haven't called Miami in the last 2 weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if a team like the Raiders haven't called Miami in the last 2 weeks. They trying to keep Devontae Adams happy and everything. I would not be surprised if a team like the Raiders have not called the Dolphins, and that got Chris Greer thinking. Carolina? Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Could you imagine the Dolphins trading Tua to Carolina and getting 3 first-round picks? And yeah, a team like Carolina that's desperate would give up a haul. Or 2 first-round picks in an offensive lineman. A nice one. Robert Hunt back. Nah, that ain't happening, but could you imagine? They can't trade to Carolina? Well, if they can't, let me know why. Educate me. But could you imagine getting some first-round picks and getting bringing Tannehill in, acquiring additional first-round picks, and drafting a quarterback next year in the draft? Two of the Giants for Daniel Jones. I'll lose my mind. What person do? No. That'll drive me crazy. That's your secret agenda, TD. We know. No, I don't see us drafting a quarterback next year because we can't. We ain't gonna have we're not gonna have the assets. Not unless we traded him, and whoever we traded him with, they were trash this year. What's the point of the 5th-year option if you ain't gonna play him on it? Well, to keep him from becoming an unrestricted free agent is one. Number 2, it gives you cap flexibility. But I get your point though. You've exercised it. You can't reach a deal, then hey, he plays on it. It ain't like we hurting for money right now. No matter what people say, we're not hurting for money right now. We're in the positive. We're in the green. We're in the green. We got cash. Matter of fact, I'm shocked they ain't going to get a few more weapons. Now, I know next year the cap number is a little gruesome. It's not favorable. It look a little rough. And once you sign Holland and Tua and Tyreek extension, the year after that is almost unbelievable. This is why I kind of shake my head every time like I hear Omar Kelly when he say, hey, if you extend Tua and Tyreek right now, you'll save $22 million this year. And give the team flexibility to build the roster the next 2 years. You're not building the roster. You're replacing the roster. You'll be replacing players. You'll be filling holes with all these 1-year deals with minimal money, less money than you have now. You'll save $22 million. Yeah, but next year we'll still be negative. Even if you carried the money that we saved this year, I did the calculation. Next year, giving Tyreek and Tua an extension, next year we're still negative $40 million. It'll save us money this year, but next year we'll start out negative $40 million. Now you carry that 22 plus maybe 10 more over. Say you carry 32 over. Now you're negative $8 million like we started this year. And that's without giving Holland a deal. And his number will go up drastically, even on a new deal, because his first year of a new deal would still be greater than his last year of his current deal. And then on top of it, you got a whole bunch of players that won't be under contract, like Poyer and all of them. And you got to replace them with whatever cap savings you create next year. You got to replace them. So when you say build a team, it's just rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. All right. So this year we move on from Holland, Fuller, Brewer. And now we just go replace them with hopefully a little bit cheaper option, which means the talent might even go down. So this notion that you get to flexibility to build around them. Do you know how many people are under contract next year? And then the amount of people that don't have guaranteed money next year, who's going to be looking for more, especially if you do well this year. Kind of like what they did this year. Exactly. And we could say we collectively got better, but the collectively got better is only if you assume these players are going to play a full season and play good football. So we need Poyer to not get hurt. We need Fuller to not get hurt. We need Calais Campbell to not get hurt. We need all these guys that we brought in to not get hurt. And we need them to play some of their better football in their 30s. And if that happens, we got better. Is it going to happen? I'm around here looking at old Mark Kelly crazy about his article on Calais Campbell. I'm like, man, don't tell me that. He been like staring at Calais Campbell, say he moving slow. Is it age or is it pacing himself? That's going to be a good question this season. Teron Armstead, are you starting to slow down? So yeah, we could keep building the roster around Tua, but trust me, collectively, the talent will be less and less and less. And remember, that'll probably be without Bradley Chubb next year. That'll probably be without Teron Armstead next year. And if they continue, then hey, you ain't saving much in cap. But then you got to pay Holland. You got to pay Jalen Phillips coming up. All these young guys that you keep paying. We'll see. We shall see. OBJ. Yeah, I forgot about OBJ. Don't even get me started there. I forgot about him. Maybe without Hill too. No, because I'm a believer that they're going to give Tua the deal. And if they give Tua the deal, they're going to extend Tyreek. And again, I could be wrong. But that's where my thought process is with that whole thing. But we'll see. What's this? Tanny Goat. All right, Ryan. Greg became a member. I think we already did that, right? Yeah. Greenwood Slim said, you know Tua ain't the guy. When you're scared to bring in a good backup because competition might hurt himself. Confidence, Greer not fooling me. Well, that's always been the case. They've never wanted real competition for Tua. So you might be right. But again, how nasty is this contract dispute getting? How nasty is this contract situation getting? Because if it's getting nasty, maybe it's time for Greer to light a fire under him and bring in competition. And if he folds, his value goes down. His value goes down. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna come back later and pop another one in on y'all, get some more details on the camp today. Even though this is gonna be the story that dominates everything, at the bare minimum, if I come back later, I'm gonna drop the link and maybe bring some of you guys in, get your thoughts on what's going on. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Fans up no matter what. Beautiful times, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful times. Because the deal's getting done. And at the end of the day, we'll have our team intact next week. All right. Nothing to worry about. Tua and ears out there. Y'all chill. I know this been a bad 30 days for y'all. July has not served y'all well. But August, it's going to be all right. Y'all going to be rejoicing in August. So don't panic. All right. I love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Peace. I'm out. Thanks for the love, everybody.